Let me tell you a little story. Now, when I was in my teenage years, I genuinely thought that I didn't have the genetics designed to get myself into shape. I thought that I was born with the inability to gain any muscle naturally. And I thought that I'd never have decent biceps, which I'm still working on to this day, but I just thought that no matter how many curls that I do, they wouldn't grow at all. And I'd really just fully accepted it, to be honest. I just accepted myself as the weak, skinny, scrawny guy who had to build a decent personality from a young age. And I just assumed that I was just one of these people who was predetermined to live like a prepubescent child forever. I genuinely assumed that. And it came from the fact that I thought that I was trying so hard to make that change. I was thought that I was eating enough food or exercising enough that no matter how much I continued to try, nothing would change. After all, I'd been trying to do that for at least a few months, maybe even a couple of years prior to that. Sounds a bit dramatic, I know, but that's just how I saw it, like genuinely. And the thing is, a lot of people also think like this. A lot of people are led to believe that their genetics are the cause of them not being able to lose weight, or their metabolism makes it harder for them to lose weight. Their body type or their upbringing are the biggest reasons as to why they can't get into shape. And look, genetics do play a role in how easy it is to make progress, but they aren't the defining or determinant factor. Some people do build muscle faster than others. Some people do feel less hungry than others. Some people stay leaner than others easier. That's all legit, that's all real. But what I've realised looking back on, especially that picture of myself which I've just shown you, is that when I was actually trying to get into decent shape, it wasn't my genetics that were holding me back. I was covering up my laziness and inconsistency with a very comfortable excuse. Because if I'm being brutally honest, I wasn't really trying as much as what I should have been. Yeah, I was playing football every now and then, but I wasn't actually going to the gym consistently enough. I was only going like once every week or twice a month or something if I felt like it. I had one protein shake a day and thought that was enough to actually get into shape. I watched a load of motivational videos and assumed that was going to be enough to somehow make my biceps bigger. But none of that was consistent. None of that was structured. None of that was actually enough to genuinely drive progress and make it stick. The real issue was that I was avoiding some kind of discomfort, because actually getting results and actually trying means showing up even when you don't want to, being a bit sore, putting in effort, and actually being a beginner at something. And I didn't want that. So instead, I covered up that and just said to myself, it's all right, I'm just going to be skinny forever. That's who I am as a person. Because that was just much easier to accept at the time. Another massive mistake that I made was I looked at fitness in extremes. I either looked at it as option A, spend hours and hours in the gym every single day, don't have time for my friends, get up for a 5 a.m. run and make sure that all my meals are structured, calorie counted, macro counted and perfect. Or option B was play Call of Duty all night with my mates, have a laugh and just enjoy life without really worrying about getting fit or getting into shape. And at the time, I chose option B quite a lot because I just assumed that they were the only options. One sounds miserable, one sounds fun. I wanted fun, I didn't want miserable. But it's only now that I realised that there is a balance, and there should be a balance. I could have had both. It was never a choice between those two extremes. That was just something that I made up in my head. The reality is you don't actually need to live in the gym to get results. You don't have to actually get up at 5 a.m. every morning to go for a run to get results. You don't need to be perfect with absolutely everything. You just need to be consistent. And sometimes finding the balance between these two extremes is the thing that's going to help you stay consistent. Fast forward to now, I'm in my 30s and I've been doing this fitness thing properly for quite a few years and also have a decent track record of helping a lot of people do the same. And it's made me realise something that I wish I knew when I was 18, 19, is that you can have both. And ultimately, I genuinely think that's probably going to be the best way to go about it, because if you find a balance between those two extremes, not only are you going to get results, but you can also live your life as well. So go out with mates, play on Call of Duty, watch films, enjoy your food, whatever it is, but try not to do too much of it. The same thing with the gym. You don't have to live in the gym all the time. You don't have to be perfect with meals. Just try and balance it accordingly and effectively based on your goals. You can train for a few hours in the week, not the entire week. You can prep food for a few minutes a day and then go out at the weekend and go out with your friends and enjoy a nice meal in a restaurant. You can still be mindful of what you're eating without sacrificing your enjoyment. You can do all of these things while still making progress and also not sacrificing your life. And I look back at myself who thought otherwise and I think I was fucking stupid. So never, ever, ever make the same mistake that I did. That sounds so much more sustainable, so much more healthy and so much more able to stay consistent with than any of the two extremes which I've just mentioned there. Find balance And I promise you, you will get results, but you'll also be able to live your life. And if this video has helped you understand what it is you need to be doing or what it is you need to do less of, then make sure you give it a like so more people like you can actually see it. If you want some more free fitness or fat loss based content without any of the bullshit, as always, make sure that you follow in my Instagram at k.p_health or subscribe to this channel. And as always, if you want some more in-depth tailored advice on how we can help you get into the best shape you've ever been in without ever restricting your favourite foods or your social life or crying into a salad leaf every single day, fill in the form in the description below and I'll be in touch with you personally to show you how exactly we can help you do that. In the meantime, have a lovely rest of your day. Peace.